They paste that we can even call you our Shiwaju in Kitchener. you are leading the way there. Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk with me, your host Jermaine Sanwo-Olu. We always bring you influential people from Lagos, the diaspora, from Nigeria, who are doing great things in their spheres of influence. And today we have a very interesting guest with me today who is going to share some insights. And I believe many of you in the diaspora, particularly Canada, may be excited about our next guest. But before we move straight in, make sure you visit my website, JermaineSanwo-Olu.com, and also follow me at Jermaine Sanwo-Olu on all social media platforms. On my website, you can find a lot of interviews like this and also insightful and informative about Lagos, about the diaspora, and things that will empower and inspire you, hopefully. Today, we have a very interesting guest, as I said earlier. He is the first councillor of Nigerian, I may even be wrong, may even be African descent in Canada and in the Kitchener area. He is a superstar in the diaspora community. I'd like to introduce to you today Councillor Ayo Owodunni. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well.
Pleasure.
I'm doing very well.
Thanks
I don't
for
know about
joining us.
superstar.
Yeah, they paste that we can even call you our Shiwaju in Kitchener. you are leading the way there.
Yes,
So well done. Thank you.
Thank you
for
so
those
much.
Also, for those who may not know you, tell us a bit more about yourself and some of your great accomplishments in recent times.
Okay. It's a pleasure being here. Thank you so much for having me. Once again, Ayo Owodunni. I'm the first Black City Councillor in the history of Kitchener. Yes, Black. In Ward 5 in Kitchener. What is beautiful about Ward 5 is largely Caucasian.
Wow.
When we were going through the election process, probably only met 10 people that were Black. Not even Nigerian, just Black. I think we met 2 Nigerian, 10 people.
Wow.
So for them to decide to elect someone that does not look like them or sound like them, I thought was pretty phenomenal and very encouraging, I would say. Prior to that, I was a management consultant and I teach at a college as well. I'm a college professor. I teach corporate innovation, system design thinking. I build curriculums that students go through as well. Conestoga College, where I teach, is the largest college in all of Canada. So privileged to be there as well. And I sit on the board of a university called St. Jerome's University. I'm on their board of governors as well. So yeah, it's an honor and a privilege to be here.
Fantastic. You see, when I said superstar, you are really an example of a model of the diaspora and Nigerian diaspora that would like to let people know that you're doing great things. So keep it up. And we only expect greater heights for you, greater positions and things to come. I know that you've been visiting Lagos very recently.
Yes.
It seems your heart is in Lagos now. Tell us about that.
So I'm sure she will be able to do her episode. So check out the episode when she gets a chance to join. About 5 years ago, my wife was doing her MBA. And, part of most MBA programs, you have to pick a project to work on a problem you want to solve. Most people now would pick something in Kitchener.
Yeah.
Most people in that area will pick something within their area. My wife picked something in Nigeria.
Nigeria, wow.
She wanted to solve emergency problems over here. And I recall she went to Jerusalem. There's a company in Jerusalem. She studied them for a few days and was able to take the model and what they're creating and brought it here to Nigeria.
Fantastic.
And it has grown significantly. So initially, it was a 1-week trip. Then 1 week turned to 2-week trips. And initially, I was like, no problem. The kids will stay with me. You can go. When 2 weeks turned to 1 month, I said, I beg.
Come back,
I beg, come back. What's going on? 1 month turned into 3 months.
Wow.
And then 3 months has now turned into a year.
Amazing.
So she's currently on a 1-year trip. But the reason why she's extending her stay is the business is growing.
And she's doing meaningful work.
She's doing meaningful work, impacting lives, which is so phenomenal.
And that's Emergency Response Africa.
The beauty of it is, I got a call from one of the CEOs of the hospital in Kitchener area, and the individual called me and said, we heard your wife is doing this stuff in Nigeria.
Wow.
Why is she not doing it here?
Wow. Interesting.
And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, I didn't know you people did this here now. And Canada, as many Canadians will know, we're going through some issues. We brought in a lot of immigrants. We don't have the infrastructure to hold the amount of people that we brought in. So there is a huge demand
for even a skill there too.
So they were like, why are you building technology for Nigeria? We need the technology here in Kitchener where she lives.
Wow.
So I was like, Nancy, please now.
Come back. We need you here too.
But her heart is in
Lagos.
So.
Yeah, the heart is here for now too. And we really appreciate, we can now see the Owodunni family, Folake Owodunni. Check her out on LinkedIn. Yes, we'll be talking to her very soon. Emergency Response Africa. And for every successful man, there is a solid woman, wherever.
Even more successful.
So this Owodunni family, they are truly a model family for diaspora engagement impact. She's returned. You are doing great things there. A lot of collaborations will be made. And I also want to encourage you guys to follow suit, in doing similar things in your own sphere of influence with your own skill sets too. And so it's hard here in Lagos. Lagos, can take care of your what's most important to you. So make sure you come back, do business here too, like the Owodunnis. But let's talk about your own story now. It has been phenomenal. You just told us this is what you are doing. This is what you've achieved. But the journey so far, how has it been? Was it easy to integrate? Was it easy to rise that level? What are some of the challenges you faced getting to where you are, and how did you overcome them?
I think one of the beautiful things that happened to me, the first job that I got in Canada was a consulting job.
Good.
I was working for a consulting firm, and they were handling consulting for board members, executives of beautiful, large, massive organizations. So I was always like the only black in every room, first of all. But then I started to handle a lot of those trainings and coaching for my boss as well. So I think that helped me immediately within the first year. These people are just human beings like us.
Right.
There are
Exactly.
people, sometimes people will say, oh, what's different between corporate Nigeria and corporate Canada? People are people, that's their processes.
Everywhere,
Everywhere. Application is different, but those three things tend to come back repeatedly.
Correct.
So I think that already changed my mind in terms of these people are nothing extra special. They are not smarter than us. In fact, forgive me for saying this, many times we come in with more exposure, more experience, a lot more education. When I won council, my father called me from Ijebu-Ode. He did not say congratulations. My father said, I thought you get your PhD before you become a politician. Daddy, calm down now. Let's celebrate this one now.
Yeah.
Every time he called after that, when are you getting your PhD?
Wow.
When are you? Yeah, I'm not arrived yet though. I'm not doctor yet. So there is that mindset as Nigerians where we always feel what's the next thing. So we are going in with all of that.
Very good.
And I try to encourage people because the number one challenge I've noticed Nigerians tend to face when they get to Canada is imposter syndrome hits people. And I think the Canadian system has a way of, I don't know about the UK, when you first get in and you apply for 200 jobs and you don't get
200 jobs, not one.
You know what?
So
You get hundreds of jobs and then you don't get a call back. Then you are told that you don't have Canadian experience, which is another phenomenon. It does something to your psyche.
It does.
And you might have all these qualifications.
Yeah.
And then you start second guessing yourself. Am I good enough? Yeah. I just got a message 3 days ago from someone going through that. And I get that message at least once every 2 weeks from a new Nigerian, someone settling within the first 2 years. It has a way of challenging your mind. So I think I was lucky. That first job helped me overcome that hurdle.
And get you settled down well.
Settled down well. And I wrote an email to the mayor within my first year. And I sent him an email. I said, I want to run for public office in the future. And I would love some advice. And he replied. And he said, oh, let's have a meeting.
Wow.
Funny enough, he's the same mayor that called me when I won. And said,
congratulations.
But he was like, do you remember this call 6 years ago? I don't remember it.
Wow. Vision in action.
Yeah.
Vision in action,
so
guys.
have a plan of what you want to do, but then have a step-by-step process. You need to find people that believe in you, that will be willing to
support system.
Yeah, a good support system. And the reason why I say that is, I remember I called, there's another mayor who has been a mentor. I knew this was the direction I wanted to go. So I called him and I said, I just got this is when I got my citizenship.
Wonderful.
So I got my citizenship, and it was 2 weeks between citizenship and filling out nomination documents.
Okay, wow.
So it came earlier than expected. And this was in 2022. And I was like, okay, do I wait to 2026 to run? So I called him and I was like, I got my citizenship. I've never got my passport or anything else. I've just been sworn in to become a citizen. So do I wait 4 years? And he cut me off in the middle of a sentence.
That's funny.
And he said, Ayo, let me stop you right there. There is nobody more qualified.
Wow.
There's nobody better to run for this position than you.
Wow.
In fact,
that's amazing.
Yeah, in fact, he said, I think councillor role is too low for you to run. Go higher. And I was like, wait, now, calm down. Let me start somewhere now. Let's do this now. But you need to find people like that believe in you. So even when you are questioning yourself, they are like, I've known. He's like, I can mentor you through the process, step by step, what you need. When I sat with him, I sat with a few other people, and he just step by step, here's what you need to do.
Amazing.
And that made a big difference. But challenges, mindsets, I was, at that point, I was 5-6 years in the country. I didn't know many people beyond just the Nigerian community. So expand beyond just the Nigerian community. That's very important. Spread beyond just the network. And I also want to say this, Jermaine, that is so crucial. And I say it everywhere. The Nigerian community stepped up for me. It is.
Well done, officially.
Man,
the Diaspora community in Canada, well done.
When the president of the Nigerian Association heard I was running, her very next sentence was, keep in mind, she's not Yoruba. And we don't talk about those things over there, but I think here I need to mention it. She's not from my tribe. She's not from my area. The first thing she said is, what do we need to do to support? So we had 50 volunteers.
50?
About 45 of them were Nigerians.
Wow.
Nigerians were going door knocking. People that they don't know how an election works in Canada, they've never done it before.
They just say that one of our own.
One of our own is running. We need to support
it. They didn't think it's Igbo, it's Hausa, it's Yoruba. I love that community, that patriotism, that oneness. Being Nigeria came in. So
one guy came from, he took 3 buses, it took him 3 hours to come. And he said, I saw it on LinkedIn and I just knew that history was about to be made. And I needed to be part of
this story.
And he went door knocking with me. In fact, I remember one day we got to a door. When the dog barked, even me and we both shook.
Strong Canadian.
He said, okay, you leave the way. You're the missionary. I'll follow you behind. But in the midst of that, he was with me. The whole process.
Awesome.
And we had data people call me, like, I'm far away, but I want to handle your data.
Wow.
One person called, she said, look, I don't have the confidence to go door knocking, but I can handle social media marketing.
Wonderful.
People just stepped up to the point where when I finally got in, I remember someone reached out to me and said, can you connect me to your campaign team leader? And I laughed and I said, we didn't have a campaign team manager or lead. It was just a bunch of Nigerians. We all just came together.
Wow.
We didn't know what we were doing, but we said, this one, we are putting 100%. So I'm blown away. Even when I wanted to run federal, when I put my name in, same thing again. 100 this time stepped up and said, whatever you need. Whereas people drove from an hour away just to step into support. And a lot of these people were not even from the same tribe.
That's amazing.
So it just showed me what can be done when Nigerians unite. When Nigerians come together, we can do so many powerful, when we put aside all our differences,
religion,
so much there's so much that can be done. It was beautiful. It was humbling. Because I realized this win was not an Ayo win.
No,
this was a Nigerian win.
A we win.
We won that one together. The minute we won, you come and see celebration.
History was being made. Not the first Nigerian, the first black person entirely in the Christian area. That was really historic, and I really celebrate your success and the success of the Nigerian community there coming together to achieve stuff. And that's what we want to know. We learned a lot from the diaspora. The diaspora learned a lot from us. So Nigeria now, let's see that. Let's come together. Let's have a common vision of what we want the new Nigeria to be like. And I believe, as Councillor Owodunni has said, that anything is possible when we come together to achieve great things. So you see, that's on one hand. Now you're talking about your political ascension. I'm sure you're doing great things already in office. You cannot talk about Canada. And we start talking about immigration, Jackman, the formation of Canada. Everybody wants to go there. So those who want to go to Canada, what advice do you give to them? Because people normally feel that it's just hunky-dory, it's an easy route. When you get there, everything is perfect. You start sending dollars, start bowling. What's the reality of the immigration situation in Canada right now, and how prepared should people be when they are going there?
Mentally give yourself 5 years.
5 years.
So there are 3 phases every immigrant, whether it's Nigerian, I'm close to the Indian community, so I hear a lot of their stories. There's a large Indian population in my ward, Filipino as well.
Good.
We tend to go through the same 3 phases in our journey. There's the survival phase, which is phase 1. You are coming, you are just struggling, you're trying to get by, you can't get that job.
Yeah.
And people struggle a lot in that phase. There are people that send me, I've received emails, someone wrote in the subject line, distress email.
Wow.
And it's because they're staying in an Airbnb, savings is depleting,
wow.
They've not been able to find a place. Landlords in Kitchener, this is something we're trying to handle as a council. Landlords in Kitchener are now saying you have to put up 6 months of rent up front, whereas the law only says 2 months.
2 months.
Because people don't have credit history. That's something that also challenges them. So sometimes you can't blame the landlords because they don't know you.
Understand where you're coming from.
Exactly. Yeah. So there are those challenges that people face in the survival. So the easiest way to go through survival, number 1, you need to build a very close network of people that can educate you on what is happening. So one of the things that we are doing right now is we're building a database of Nigerian associations across Canada.
Very good.
And the idea is, my hope is to put it on the High Commission's website, maybe NIDCOM's website, if possible on your website as well. So as people are leaving, 3 places you must visit first. Okay, I'm going to Calgary, I'm going to Edmonton. Who is there now? Contact them before you leave Nigeria. So there is a group that is waiting for you.
Support. That's very good.
Yeah, it's very important. Number 2, we are asking every association head to create a settlement template document for people. So I'm creating that in Kitchener, a handbook or a soft ebook, whatever.
That they can, read and get answers.
Exactly.
To their questions.
Where do you get your health card? Where do you get this? That is so important. Please, Diaspora, get travel insurance before you leave Nigeria. Their insurance providers, here is why. Just 2 months ago, a Nigerian called me. Their mother was sick. BP has reached over 220.
220. Wow.
And they didn't have money because they spent all their money. They didn't want to go to emergency room because of the charges. So we're looking for a Nigerian doctor. And the Nigerian doctor literally said, "How? That one might not make it through the night. They must go to emergency room. This woman might not make it through the night." So those are some of the distress calls that I get. So please get travel insurance so there's peace of mind.
Travel insurance.
For just a little bit of money, peace of mind for you and your family. So that's the survival phase. Build a strong network. Those types of things, really, really important. Then there's the phase, developing. You found a job. It's not what you are aspiring towards. It's not that thing you are doing in Nigeria. You are a director, a manager here, but you have to get entry level to start. We all did it. Don't be ashamed of it.
No.
Don't look down on yourself. We all did. All those people that are lying to you over there, they started somewhere.
Me, I did it very well. We all went through it.
We might be ashamed.
Yeah, but we all went through it. That survival phase, you also talk about, they will be telling you, you are skilled, you have experience, all that. Unfortunately, we can't give you a job because you have no experience in Canada or in England or whatever. You get various jobs. Some of you have done cleaning job. Some of us have done healthcare work. Some of us have done security job. Okay, just to start off. But have a vision.
Have a vision.
What about developing? Carry on, sir.
So, and I think it's important. I remember one day I got to Walmart and there was a Nigerian lady at the counter. She was looking down, doing her thing, and I saw her, and her name was Abimbola or something. Wow. So I knew she was Yoruba. So I said, "Hello," and she looked up. She looked at me, and I think you can just feel the weight of the world on her shoulder, the embarrassment, the this, the that.
Don't be embarrassed.
And I literally just said, "Auntie,
it's okay.
You are taking care of your family. That is a noble thing.
Yes.
Continue." everything will be
dignity in
okay.
hard work.
There is dignity in labor.
Don't give up. Keep it up.
So developing phase, you are thriving. You are not where you want to be, but you're not where you were.
Well, exactly.
So remember that. Developing, you are going to school at night.
Then a new course.
You are getting all their certifications. Please get their certifications.
Yeah.
Don't think Nigerian certification will. Yes, it does sometimes. But I always tell people, if this is what they want, go and get it. So that they cannot. Because at the end of the day, they will look at one Igbo person's resume, they will look at your resume, and then this person has Canadian school. You have University of Lagos. To us, we know University of Lagos is prestigious. To them, they've never heard of it before. Okay? So to them, it's like, it doesn't mean. So get the degrees that you need to get and just give yourself a chance to grow.
Correct.
And then aggressively network. Network like your life depended on it. It is so important. Associations. So if you are in PMP, join PMI. You know, look for the association equivalent to your career. Go there. Sign up for Toastmasters.
I joined all similar.
But just expose yourself. As you meet people, add them on LinkedIn. You know, get their business card, reach out to them afterwards.
And form meaningful relationships.
Why? Because some of those people know people, and they are the ones that will say, my friend is hiring in this place. Let me put in a good word for you. It makes a world of difference. You know, but sometimes we want it quick. We think we meet this person. It takes time. So take your time with it. So that's the developing.
There is virtue in patience. And to pay off ultimately, if you said a vision, you have a goal, you take the right action, ultimately it will come to fruition. So we talk about, you may go there, survive, you struggle, then you start developing relevant skills and networks.
And then the third is thriving.
Wow.
Thriving is now, okay, you've reached that position. You are making over 6 figures.
That's when they start calling you Odogu.
You are a big boy now. But don't forget where you came from. I think what I notice is the people thriving, you start hearing things like, I don't want to be with other Nigerians. You will start hearing, Nigerians, we cheat one another. Stop generalizing because of what one person did to you.
Correct.
You know, that's number one. And number two, you can help mold minds of people. You can become a mentor people. Don't say you don't have time.
No. Someone
find time.
Help you get to where you are.
Someone helped you to get to your level and help other people. And I'm not saying this to brag. So when my wife left, there was one car that was left. A new Nigerian came, and I noticed he got a job, pregnant wife, struggling. Can't be allowed them to stand inside cold or whatever. So, there's an extra car.
Wow.
Use it. And you use the car for 6-7 months.
Clap on your house.
But the reason why I shared is not to brag, but just to show how that guy now has been able to buy his own car.
Wow.
He will always remember it. And he will be willing to do it for the next people, person. Because someone did it for him. And that's how you create a cycle. The Indian community, I saw it in their community. Yes. They do these things for themselves, and it helps them rise quicker. My own goal is, how do we take that 5 years and make it 3? Or make it 2? The only way is if the community steps up and supports people. Yeah, but right now we're still very independent in our thinking. Everybody's still doing their own thing on their own. So
we're still, so to say, surviving as a community. So we should start developing and start thriving.
That's a good point.
And just like the Indians, the Jewish, the Pakistanis, various diaspora communities that are doing well now. So maybe that's our own phase.
That's our own phase that we're going through, and we need to. And so every other Friday, I have about 20 to 30 men that come to my house.
Wow!
And we bring in a speaker or a teacher. So last month we brought in the president of the Albanian Association.
Wow!
He came to just speak about. They came as refugees in the 90s, but now they all own massive businesses across Kitchener. So they come and he came and he spoke to us, encouraged, shared their journey. They didn't speak a word of English when they came to Canada. But now these guys are doing massively well. But the goal is, let's change our minds. Let's work together.
It all starts in the mind.
So if we can start gathering, let's start raising leaders in our communities that can bring us together, change minds, and be able to grow together. We can all reach thriving quicker.
Yes.
And then we're all willing to be able to pull other people. And we can now build that thriving
collectively.
Because I noticed this, people that run for office, it is their community that pushes them there. Every
Correct.
Indian, every Oyinbo, the Nigerian, it is the community that pushes you to that next level. So you need a larger community and a financially stable community to keep pushing you higher.
Yeah.
And then when you reach the higher level, you can now represent them well.
Correct. Yeah.
You know, but when you're not there, all you can do is yell on.
Yeah.
But when you are there, you can create policies that also favor your community.
Yeah.
You know?
It gives your community a voice, and never let go of your vision, because it's not just about you, it's about others. And when you get there, don't forget where you're coming from. Like Councillor Ayo Owodunni, he's doing great work. He's empowering people. He's opening his own network that he's stepped into to other people, so they can also step into. We've learned a lot of lessons from you here, and I'm sure Nigerians who want to go to Canada, migrate to Canada, they will have some lessons they can learn from this thing. And I really do appreciate your time. You've said so much. I mean, I know you are loaded with so much more even to share with us today. But if there's anything you would like to share before we end up right now, do share with me 1 or 2 tips, advice, and let us know how we can reach out to you, website, LinkedIn, Facebook, and all that.
Okay. So the last thing that I'll say is maximize wherever you are. I was speaking to a Nigerian once on the phone. She was customer service rep in a company, and she said to me, hey, I'm just managing this job until I find something.
Don't manage,
else.
maximize.
I said, Auntie, don't manage. Because that job you are doing, you can actually come back to Nigeria and build something massive here from that little thing you learned there.
You've gotten there.
From that job you are doing, you can end up being a director in that place.
Correct.
You can go somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know, some of the things that my wife is doing here was based on some of the things she was exposed to over there. So don't see it as, it's just that small thing that I'm doing. No. If it's customer service rep, what are the procedures? The step-by-step. How can I master it and learn it well? You know, I think sometimes we get ashamed of.
Don't be ashamed. There's value in what. It's just like even healthcare workers there that they may feel like even cleaners. You can clean a place so well, effectively learn their technology, learn their equipment, and come and set up a big cleaning firm. That is not uncommon in Nigeria. Even healthcare, you can start training people on how to deliver patient-centered care to their relatives, to their elderly, to the young people in Nigeria. Because these are skills we need. So don't diminish. Don't undermine the little knowledge and experience you are getting. Absolutely great point.
I hear people just, I'm just managing this thing now. Don't manage, maximize. Put your whole heart into it. You never know where it will take you. When I used to be at Radio Continental.
Wow.
I was a radio personality at Radio Continental until I was at OAP for many years. I hated the job.
Wow.
It didn't pay well. I hated the job. In fact, I wanted to be fired. I remember when I was eating akara on air. I was like, let them even just fire me and let me go with it. But here I am in politics now.
Communicating.
That's what I do every day.
That was a good training ground.
It was a training ground. I'm on radio in 45 minutes in Canada while here. And I'm going to be talking about the policy that we're pushing tonight.
Wow.
I'm going to be speaking for 10 minutes. When I go to different places, I have to speak on behalf of the mayor, speak on behalf of myself, and it's 5 minutes and it's 10 minutes or whatever. I can't, and now I'm saying thank you, God
for that
I went through that time.
Diamonds are built in the rough.
But I remember those times. I remember one birthday.
What am I doing here? Why am I doing this?
I was so angry at God look at me. I'm 30. I'm in this job. Blah, 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 blah. It's not paying well. What is this? Am I cursed? That was my mindset then. Now I'm looking back saying, God, I'm sorry. God, I'm sorry. We only connect the dots, not going forward. Exactly. So please maximize where you are. I'm actually writing a book now called Dear Immigrant Soar.
Wow.
Just going through.
Nice.
The book is actually finished. It's going through the editing phase. So I think it's something that if you are going to be moving to Canada or you're in Canada, please get the book. Some of the things I mentioned.
Yes.
The reason why it's easy to mention is because it's chapters in the book that I was just talking about. Look out for the book. It's a great opportunity. Nigerians are doing massive things in Canada. We can do so much more. There is a big opportunity for us to do great things.
I really believe so. Thank you so much for your valuable insights. You've been amazing. You know, eye-opening. I'm sure, guys, leave it in the comments below. Let us know what you've thought about all the insights Councillor Ayo Owodunni has shared. The first ever Black City Councillor in Kitchener,
Yes.
in Canada. Amazing achievement. Opening up the community to great opportunities. Thumbs up to the Canadian community who supported, and his amazing wife also back in Lagos, a returnee, Emergency Response Africa. Successes in their DNAs, in their family. And I believe you'll follow the part of your dad that said soon, he's a lecturer now. You're a doctor. I hope it is very soon. And for Ayo Owodunni will say there, that's my son. Politician is a doctor. God will make it happen. We really believe so. And guys, make sure you emulate success. Learn from these lessons and it could work out in your own life too. Thanks a lot for watching. Let's talk with me, your host, Jermaine Sanwo-Olu. It's been a great time. I'm talking to Councillor Ayo Owodunni, and I really do hope that you got inspired by one or two things that we've been able to share today. Make sure you visit my website, jermainesanwo-olu.com, for similar interviews, insights, information about Lagos, diaspora, Nigeria, all on that website, jermainesanwo-olu.com. Follow me on social media handles at Jermaine Sanwo-Olu. Subscribe to this my YouTube channel to get more motivation videos and also interviews like this too. I really want to say, keep believing in your dreams, never give up. This is just a beginning of your journey. Your vision will come to manifestation. Just take necessary action as Mr. Ayo Owodunni has done and achieve success. You too will achieve success too. Thank you so much, sir. Once again, really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Guys, keep believing in your dreams. Dreams do come true, and I believe you will succeed.